So hello everybody and welcome to In My Mug episode 211 on Monday the 26th of November 2012. I am your host Steve Layton and today I'm home. I'm not the other side of the world, well, kind of home. I'm off to Hungary this weekend to see a couple of the shops that we supply out there. So I'm going to record the tasting bit out there like I did last week in New Zealand. And with that means that the format gets a little mashed up, but what doesn't change is it's time for the news! Boing! The new version of the iPhone app went live this week, fixing some of the feed issues for the new products, some of the blog stuff that was going a bit wrong, and some other tweaks. There was a problem for the iPad mini if you have one of those, but that's going to be fixed in an update very, very soon. And we have a whole heap of books now on the site. Books that haven't had for a while, books that we've had before, new books, also some DVDs. So do go take a look at those. Also some tampers, Eva Solos are back, loads of new things coming in, ready in time for Christmas. And Christmas is coming. We have some ideas for special Christmas kind of gifty type things that we'll be adding in the next week or so. But if you've got anything in particular you've been thinking about, then do let us know. One thing I have been working on is some gift vouchers where you can physically send a gift voucher and we'll post it to people, but that's something that's in hand. And anyway, that was the news! And now we move on to 20 seconds on. And this week it's on the district of Hulia in Colombia. And so Huila is a Colombian state. The coffee that we're going to talk about particularly today is from Pitalito and from Oporapa. Pitalito is a department in the Magdalena Valley, 180 kilometers from the capital, and is the second largest city in the state with 125,000 people. That was Huila and Pitalito. So I've been trying to mix up the 20 seconds, not to do them on the country every time and having to do bits of research, so that was good. More loud cars. I don't know whether the mic's picking that up, but we get a lot of loud cars when I'm recording this. So anyway, we should talk about the coffee. This coffee comes from Oporapa and Pitalito that I was talking to you about, which are both based in the state of Huila. They're both two municipalities that are quite close to each other. So the name we have conjured because it was just called Colombian Huila. It's now Colombia, Huila, Pitalito, Oporapa. So kind of gives you a little bit more provenance on it. The coffee comes from a cooperative and it's been put together by 11 producers, 7 from Pitalito and 4 from Oporapa. Every day they pick, so individual producers will pick, they will be cooked, and whatever their score is, the higher the score they'll get mixed into one, the lower the score they'll go into another. And what it means is it just raises the quality of those coffees, so you make more of them. Sometimes these lots can be tiny, like a producer may only produce 10, 12 kilos a day. So by mixing them all together, it comes to a more substantial lot, and you know, kind of gives you enough to be able to using. As I say, it's come from 11 people, and we do have the 11 people's names on the site. Which is pretty cool to be able to find that out from the cooperative, and yeah, that's from there. Most of the growers in the region are smallholders. They don't have the ability to sell specialty coffee because the lots are just not large enough, as I've already said. So this is a way for those small producers to find a route into the quality market where they can get the higher price, which is something that I think we all want. In the cup, this coffee reminds me very, very much of last year's Oporapa that we had that was so popular. I definitely think that this region, this area has this kind of profile. And I haven't been able to find out exactly, but I'm fairly confident this is from the same cooperative in the same that we had last year. And yeah, I'm really pleased to have this kind of great. Well, you'll see when I do the tasting, but it's just that kind of whole sweet stuff that I really love. So anyway, we should dive into the map bit. It's the map bit. No expense spent. It's the map Map bit. So here we are, we're going to go up in the sky. You get a lovely aerial view of Has-Been Towers and the lovely aerial view of the UK. And we're going to make our familiar left-hand turn. There we go, across the Atlantic Ocean, all the way to Colombia. So here we have an aerial view of Colombia, fairly big country, but we're going to zoom down into the bit we're interested in, which is Huila, which is there. So as you can see, this is kind of like the southwest of Colombia. And first of all, we're going to go to Pitalito, which is the southernest part of it. And then just above it here is Huila. So this coffee comes from both of these areas together. And you can, you know, kind of see where that's all coming together. So that was the map bit. Hope that was interesting. And talking of interesting, it's time for Roland's Daft Fact. Always interesting, never a bore.
Roland's Daft Fact of the Week.
Huila is considered one of the FARC strongholds in the whole of Colombia, where there is an armed conflict going on between guerrillas and the government. Huila also produces 15% of the coffee that is sold from Colombia.
Roland's Daft Fact of the Week.
You see, our Roland, he's not just clever about coffee, he knows about politics and all sorts of other things that are happening in the world. He's a very, very clever man. So, we should move our Clever Dripper that we had last week. Bye, Clever Dripper. Come back soon. And it was replaced with Vietnamese coffee, which I really hope doesn't come up this week. So, that is the end of all of the new ones to go in there. So, we've had 10 new ones and we have, obviously, all of those on there. So, as of next week, you'll start seeing some of the ones come back from before. But Wheel of Death, where it goes, nobody knows. Espresso. I can live with espresso. That will make life a heck of a lot easier. So, yeah, we always do espresso anyway. So, we shall be doing espresso for the Wheel of Death this week. That's fine. We can definitely go with that. So, yeah, we should move on to the Pinboard of Doom. The picture this week is sent in by Chris Quadling, and this is his year in Has-Been Coffee. 21 bags, and he kept them all, and I thought that was super, super cool. I really liked that picture. Thank you, Chris. That made me smile a lot and was very much appreciated. And from there, we go to the descriptor scale.
Descriptor scale.
Descriptor scale. This week's is brought to us by Darren Sandford, who said, just brewed it through the wave. At the moment, it's just a huge high cocoa dark chocolate, spicy with that little bit of edginess on your tongue. I remember this one challenging me last time and it's doing it again. And I agree that David Vilke is definitely a challenging coffee, but a really tasty, well worthwhile challenging coffee. So that was descriptor scale. Now it's time for the staff clip. So this week's staff clip is my other sister. My sister-in-law, although I've known Nicola since she was very young, and she's still, of course, very young Nicola. But yeah, I've known Nicola for a long time, and she's an amazing person, and she works as our roastery kind of packing supervisor. So she really helps Sarah in all of her tasks and does an amazing job. But Nicola has a bit of an obsession. That obsession is cleaning. Remember, with Christmas coming, the perfect gift for anybody is a hoover, or an iron, or a duster, or some pledge. Just any old cleaning product is a perfect present for everyone. Thank you, Nicola. I will take that advice on board and I shall buy your sister something cleaning product like for Christmas and see how that goes down. Yes. So now it is time for me to get on an aeroplane. Woo, again, I'm doing too much flying. On an aeroplane, and I'm going to go to Hungary, where you will see me drinking this lovely Colombian coffee. I'll be back with you in just a tick. So, we're back, and I'm joined by a special, very special guest, Attila Molnar from Hungary, also known from WBC fame in 2008, 2009, 2010,
around there,
2012.
probably.
Yeah. This man's known. I'm in his coffee shop, which is in Budapest. It's called Tamp and Pull. If you have the iPhone app, go on there and you will find the shop on the iPhone app of places we supply. It's a cool shop. You must come. Attila's very kindly poured the shots for me, so I'm going to dive into the espresso and then talk some more after. So, and we're going to share cups because we're that kind of people. We share. So, as a this is a Colombian, by the way. It's called Oporapa, Pitalito, Huila. So it's from the Huila region. For me, on the espresso, chocolate. Just lots and lots of milk chocolate. A little shoulder of walnut, so like a little bit nutty. And the acidity is peach. I get a beautiful peach, but it's not very dominant. It's very, very delicate. You agree?
Yeah, it's a bright. In the meantime,
I love the chocolate. I love the mouthfeel of it as an espresso. It's such a simple coffee, and it's another one of those ones that you don't have to think about too much. It's just that's good coffee.
And the aftertaste is amazing long.
Yeah, it just carries on, and there's no kind of drop off. It's just long and just I like that.
Amazing.
You did a good shot with that. Attila had 250 grams to dial it in, make brewed coffee, and make a cappuccino. You nailed it, man. You nailed it. I'm going to do WBC checking of the phone.
Come on.
So the milk's a little bit unusual for me because I'm not used to this milk, and that's really kind of dominant in there. But you still get the chocolate coming through, and it's still really sweet.
Some bakery stuff. I don't know what kind of croissant shell.
Okay, well, so like bready kind of. Yeah.
Kind of buttery baked things.
Well, I must admit, when I was cupping it initially, I got a lot of biscuit. You know, that kind of like that sweet biscuit kind of. And I get biscuit and bread, like the two cross over a lot for me in the taste. So it works well in the cappuccino. I think the espresso is better.
Yeah,
it works, but that's really good. So the mug, this is a bit special. So I got given this last night at a Michelin star restaurant, and I'm going to show you a little bit of a clip on the screen now of the coffee service I had. And so, look at that. So last night, the maitre d', the guy who did the coffee, is like he's the head waiter.
Yeah, he's one of the restaurant manager.
Okay, so he's a manager. He watches these, which I think is really cool.
Hi, Galu.
And if you look in my mug, 10 and a half, because it's in between 11 and 10. And look, this is a Michelin star restaurant. The food was phenomenal. The service was stunning, but the coffee at the end was really good as well, wasn't it?
It was amazing.
Like, really good. And it was the Ethiopian Nagela
was,
yeah. And it was just beautiful. And served in a Chemex. So this is how we're going to drink this one today, as we're Chemex lovers. So, let's go in. So here, I think the peach is much more dominant. Like, I got it a little bit in here, but in there, it's become much more. Still chocolate, still sweet, still just drinkable.
And so round.
Yeah, completely. Like, just balanced and round. And this coffee, like, this would have gone nowhere 5 years ago. It's only since the co-op started tasting the coffees, splitting them up, making sure that they are amazing, that we get to find these coffees, and I think that's stunning. Yeah, it makes me very, very happy. So, yeah, I think we're done here. You must come to Tampenpol if you're in Budapest. You must also go visit Onyx as well, because they rock too. And there are so many great places here. We've been to Printer, and what's the new place that's open? Espresso Embassy, which isn't open yet, but it's going to be opening soon, and that looks really impressive. I'm super excited to come back and see there. But there's like a little scene going on here now, isn't there?
Yeah, it's a revolution at the moment.
A revolution. There we go. I like that. Right, time to wrap up. Thank you very much for joining me, as always. And do you know what comes at the end?
Oh, it's have a nice closing word.
What is it? Is it life's
Lifestyle. No,
short for bad coffee?